Let's look at another example of multiple indirection, this time with an array of strings. Here I have a char pointer, PC, and a pointer to a char pointer, PPC. I've declared an array, words, to hold a sequence of strings. Remember that in C a string is a sequence of characters terminated by null, so I can declare a string as a pointer to a char, that is, a pointer to the address of the start of the array of characters in a string. When I initialize a string variable, or, as here, a string element in an array, C automatically appends a null terminator to that string. The code here assigns my PPC variable, that's the pointer to a pointer, to the array, that is, to the address of the start of the array. In this for loop, I iterate through the array of strings, and then in this while loop, I iterate through the characters in each string, printing them out one by one. The outer for loop moves the PPC pointer through the array by adding 1 to the array address. Here, PPC equals words plus 1. When I say it moves the pointer, what I mean is that the address, that's the number, stored by the pointer variable is updated to a different address. And we can think of this as moving the pointer because the value the pointer variable stores determines the address that can be accessed using the pointer. At each turn through the for loop, PPC is moved to point to the start of the next string in the array. PC, the pointer to char, is then also moved to point to the first character of the string pointed to by PPC. I do this by dereferencing the PPC pointer star PPC to access the pointer PC to which PPC points. Now this while loop executes, and this runs as long as the char pointed to by PC is not null. Remember, I get at the char itself by dereferencing the pointer by placing an asterisk before it, star PC. This printf statement prints the current char plus a space. Then the PC char pointer is moved to point to the next char in the current string, PC plus equals 1. And I can run it and check that I get the results that I'm expecting. So here you can see that it's iterated through the array of 3 strings, 0, 1, 2, and printed them out one character at a time, separated by spaces, which is what I've expected from the loops I've written. Once again, if you're new to pointers, this code may take some thinking about to understand exactly how it works. And you might find it useful to trace through your code with a debugger. You can use whatever IDE you prefer, Visual Studio, NetBeans and so on. Here I happen to be using CodeLight. The debugger windows are docked at the bottom, so I could add watches and view the call stack. All sorts of other debugger tools might be available in your preferred IDE. So let's have a look at a simple example of how I might trace through this. I could put a breakpoint, for example, here on this line PC plus equals 1. In CodeLight, I just double-click in the margin, and it adds this little breakpoint marker. And now I can view the addresses and values of the pointer variables at each turn through the loop. So I start the debugger, and when it pauses at the breakpoint, you can see that I can open up the various variable values here in this debugger window, and it shows me what their current value is, and I carry on tracing through, and the values change as I carry on debugging. So in order to understand pointers, because they really are quite difficult to understand when you are learning how to use them, I really advise you to take your time to write some code and use your debugger to see how the pointers work, what they're pointing at, and how their values change.